Hello everyone and welcome to another Starfield shipbuilding guide. Today we're going to be looking at how to create the USS Enterprise E. This was the starship commanded by Captain Picard in Star Trek The Next Generation after the Enterprise D was destroyed. This is my favorite starship in all of Star Trek. So it's one that's really near and dear to my heart. But after I did the first Enterprise, I knew I wanted to do this one, and I feel like I have improved on the design quite a bit, especially with glitch building. But with that being said, make sure that you check the description, make sure you have all of the mods in the description because they will be needed for this build. If you don't have some of the mods, it's probably not going to work. Just fair warning, I'm doing this on PC, so anyways, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started. So, starting on the bottom here, we're going to have to look at a few things as we go along. Starting at the back, we have the Tio Cap starboard aft, and then we've got the ship bed 200 landing bay, then Tio Cap port aft, and then in front of that we have 1, 2, 3 Acculander 11 landing gears, and notice those all curve just like the original design that I had. All three of those are curved to give it a nice curved shape. In front of that, we have the Stroud Nose Cap C. And then next to that, we have the Stroud Science Lab 2x1. We have the 100 DP Slim Docker bottom right here. This is where it was in the original build. I've revised this design, but we'll go over that in a minute. And then on the far right, we have the Stroud Nose Cap C. So these are just flipped. Now, right here behind the Science Lab, we have a Stroud Engineering Bay 3x1. That's one thing that was missing in the original build, and at the time I just couldn't figure out how to fit it into this with all the other modules, but I have it working now, so that makes me happy. And then, of course, we have 3 more Acculander 11 landing gears. So, again, those just flip-flopped so that it curves on the outside. So that is the bottom portion. For the next section, we have... this is awkward. Hang on. Sorry. It's very, very back here. No, let me just do this. We'll put it all back together in a minute. Move that. Okay. Starting again at the back, very back, we have the Stroud mid bracer. That's right above the landing bay. In front of that, we have the Stroud Computer Core 2x2. Next to that, we have another Stroud Computer Core 2x1. And then in front of that, we have a Stroud Mid-Bracer. Next to that, we have a Stroud Workshop 2x1. And then another Stroud Mid-Bracer. And then in front of that, we have another Stroud Nose Cap C. And then next to that, we have the Stroud Companionway 1x1. And then finally, another Stroud Nose Cap C. So make sure you've got all of these pieces. Right. That snaps on just like that. Oh, I missed a few things. Apologies. On both sides we have Tio side caps. Got 2 that go right there. And then we have 2 that go right there. And then on the very top, this is just mirrored, so it doesn't really matter where you start. We have a Stroud Cap A, and then Stroud Cap C, Stroud Cap A, Stroud Cowling, 1 LA, Stroud Mid Bracer, and then another Stroud Cowling, and then Stroud Cap A, Stroud Nose Cap B, and then another Stroud Cap A. And then we take all of that, and that goes right there. Now notice we do have 2 missiles. Simply move the 2 Stroud Cowlings, and then you want to put an equipment plate right there, and you want another equipment plate right there on top of your 2 Stroud Mid Bracers, and then these fit over the top and they hide your missiles. The last piece, which is probably the hardest one to explain, is this. This is the grav drive, the reactors, and our fuel tanks, all put into one thing. The way this is done, let me see if I can... grab the... Normally that one works. It's normally easy to grab this one. Come on. Come on. Don't be difficult. There we go. Got it. Okay. The reactors that I'm using, and I believe I have 4. Pretty sure I've got 4 reactors in this thing. They're all the 104 DS Mag inertial reactor, and then I have 2 500T HE3 tanks. The way that I am doing this is very simple. This you can kind of glitch inside, okay, and it works better if you have this hooked up to all of this. I'll just show you that real quick. That's where that goes. It goes on the very front of the Stroud Companionway and the Science Lab. When you have this hooked up, this is the DY1501MU grav drive. It's a mod. Been using it for a while. You've seen it in other builds. But what you want to do, once you have this placed, you can actually get this to glitch inside, which it's easier for me to do because I have the tolerance tweak mod. You see how that's just barely in there? You want to do that, and then you select everything. And notice, this isn't selected. And then you grab everything, and it'll glitch in there. And you just keep doing that until you get everything in there. So I'll do this twice with this one. See, so I've got my fuel tank there, select all, grab it, and sometimes you gotta move it. See, it's not always gonna work. Do that. And then we can do it again. Oh, no, no. Right there. See? I had to move it. Most of the time it snaps in there automatically, but that doesn't always work. But again, that's just kind of for purpose of knowing how to do that. But this is only supposed to have 2 fuel tanks. I don't need 3 of them in this. But we got 4 reactors and then 2 fuel tanks. Okay. So that is the bottom piece. Now we can move on to the two insoles. These are very basic. There's no glitch building with this one. Very straightforward. I'm only going to go over one, and then you just flip it. We've got the Stroud Engine Bracer A. Stroud Cowling 1LASB. Notice how that is turned so that it curves up. And then on the bottom here, we have a tile cowling for bottom tile, all-in-one berth, 2x1 bottom tile, all-in-one berth, 2x1 bottom, and then a tile companionway, 1x1 bottom. And then up top we have tile companionway, 1x1 top C, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. And then in front of that, we have another tile cowling. It's just flipped. On the very back, I've got the Nova 1050 engine. So that does it for this. And for this side, just copy it. On top, apologies, I've got equipment plates on all of the 1x1s for design. So these are all just equipment plates on top here. And then when you attach this, you want that to attach to the very back like that. And this is actually in that is in the wrong spot. Is it? Yes. Yeah. That was in the wrong spot. Apologies. So that's how that should look. The back end, this should be flush with all of this. You need this space up here for the saucer. So, moving on to the saucer, we do have a lot of glitch building in the saucer, but we've got a Stroud Workshop 2x1, and then we have a Nova Cowling 1LA TA right here. And then this is part of the glitch building, but just don't worry about that just yet. We have an SAE 5660 engine. Next to that, actually, I'm sorry, let me... There. So I can see what I'm looking at here. Okay. In front of the Nova Cowling, we have a Stroud Science Lab 2x1. And then we have a Stroud Mid Bracer. Another Stroud Mid Bracer. And then we have a Nova Cowling. Another Nova Cowling. And then notice on the sides here we have some more tile side caps. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and they do attach to these Habs here. And again on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And then in front of our cowling, we have the Stroud Battle Stations 2x2. And then we have the Stroud Control Station 2x1. Stroud Brig 2x2, Stroud Infirmary 2x1, Stroud Living Quarters 2x2, Stroud Infirmary 2x1, and then Stroud Armory 2x1. And then on the very front end, we've got a Nova Cowling 2LSF. Notice we have an Obliterator 250 MEV Alpha Beam and MKE9 Gauss gun on top. And then on the bottom, we have one Obliterator 250 MEV Alpha Beam. And then next to that, we've got a Stroud All-in-One Berth 2x1B. And we've got 2 equipment plates on top for some decoration. A Stroud All-in-One Berth 2x1A. And then we have the Tile Captain's Quarters 2x1 mid. And we have, again, 2 more equipment plates for decoration. Again, we have another Nova Cowling 2LPF. And that, again, has the same weapons as on the other one. So that is all of that whole section. Now moving on, we have a Hope Tech Cap A4 with a MKE9 Gauss gun. And then we have Hope Tech Cap A Mid, Hope Tech Cap A Mid, and then Hope Tech Cap A Aft. All of that sits on the outer edge right there. And then we just want to copy that, put that there. And then for the bridge, we have the DS 40.2 Ares Bridge. Behind that, we have a Stroud Companionway 1x1, an equipment plate with the Obliterator 250 MEV Alpha Beam again, and then we have a Stroud Cap C aft top with another MKE9 Gauss gun. When you place this, it should be flush. The back end should be flush with the Stroud Science Lab 2x1. In here, in this right-hand mid-bracer, we have 3 Zeus 4070M shield generators. And to do this, it is a little bit tricky, but put that there, select all, and then grab it, and it'll glitch into itself, and then you can put 3 of those right there, and that's a mod, of course. And then we have right here a 200 cm ballast shielded cargo hold, and I believe I've got 10. I think I have 10 of these right here, and again, it's just the same thing that we've been doing for glitch building. You just glitch it in and you're good to go. And then once you've got all of that situated, and you don't have to have that much cargo in here if you don't want it. I like having a lot of cargo, so if you don't want that, that's fine. You can then place the Stroud mid-bracer back, and that covers it up. Back here, it's the same thing. I've got multiple of these 2 engines. Notice they're colored straight red. We'll go over the coloring in just a moment, but notice these 2 things are straight red. Before you start duplicating these, I would advise coloring them, because let's get rid of a few of these. Okay, so you would have mobility of 16 with only 2 of these. So we don't like that. So what you do that, select all, and bam. See? And because I'm duplicating it, it keeps the same coloring that we want. can see my mobility just keeps going up, and I'm not changing the design of this at all. And when you're flying it, you're not going to notice any of this, you know, having been duplicated or anything. And see, now our mobility is back up to 100. So now that we have all of this built, we want to select everything, and then you want it to fit right there over the very center. Just like that. And voila, we now have the Enterprise. As far as coloring goes, it's pretty simple. Select everything, and then the color that we want is make everything, you know, straight red, and then saturation all the way to the left, and then your brightness, you want it to be on about the green color for this dark gray, because the Enterprise E is not white, it's kind of a gray color. Because see, that's too dark. We don't want that. And that's too light. So I had to fiddle with it and get it in between the two of those. So color everything that for your base color, and then like I said, these two, I would do that first before you duplicate these. Make these red, and then the tile cowling on top is red on both of these. And then the equipment plates, these are a just standard blue color, sort of like an ocean blue, if you will. You can see the color here. It's not on the color wheel. I had, again, that's a custom color that I had to build, or not build, but make. There it is. That's it. And it's the same for all of these, so make sure you color all of them the same color. And then on the top, on your tile companionway, what you want to do, color 1 is your standard gray, color 2 is gray, and then color 3 is that blue. And what you can do is you can, not select all, you can select all of these at the same time, and then you can mess with the coloring for color 3, and it'll change all of it all at once. So that is how you build it. Now you're probably going to need to, or you're going to want rather, to go to Parima to get your shielded cargo. If you're wanting to do that, I always have shielded cargo on my stuff, just because why not? We're going to, come on, accept, there we go.
See.
And now we are going to go and actually look at the Enterprise. This is a very, very big ship, so keep that in mind. Here is the front. You can see it's going way over all of this stuff here. I mean, it's almost touching the building. It does not fit on all of the landing pads because of its size. It's just too big. In this area, unfortunately, is one of them that is problematic. Right here. So to get inside, what I have to do, TCL on the console, turn the collision off, and then ta-da, turn it back on, and now I can board this ship. Alright, so we have the engineering bay. It's the first thing that you run into when you enter this ship. Then we have our science lab, and we have our ladder. Here is the docker right here. And then we have our 1x1 hab. And this opens to the workshop. One of the workshops. This goes to the 2x2 computer core. I really wish they had a 3x3 computer core. That would have been nice, but it's not a thing, unfortunately. So I added on just a 1x1 computer core. Didn't know what else to really put back here. And that is all that is here. And then this is another workshop. Up here, I believe this is a science lab, I think. I could be wrong. Sad thing about this is it's so big that there's a lot of there is a lot of different ladders and whatnot.
Hello.
So this is the center of the ship right here. This is the control station.
Me?
That's how you know you're right underneath the bridge. You got your control station. That's what I always do. I always put a control station. And then to the right, we have our battle stations. And going back here, we have our armory, which I might add on another one at a later date. For now, this layout will do. We have a med bay right here. Let's see, what is this? This should be the... Yeah. This is the 2x1 all-in-one berth. It's got beds, that's why I put these in here. Sort of the cruise area. And then another one right here. And then over here we have the 2x2 lounge area. I always forget what this thing's called. Always forget. Lovely. And then back here, we have the captain's quarters. So going back this way, because there's the armory. Here's the battle stations. We're back at the center with the control station. So if we go to the left, we can actually get to the brig. It's very important for you to put the 2x1 all-in-one hab, otherwise people will sleep in these. You'll see your crew sleeping inside of the beds, and that's not good. It looks funny, so make sure that you've got some beds for your companions and whatnot, otherwise they will sleep in some really odd and awkward spots. And then over here we have another med bay. And that should be it, except for the bridge. So here's our 1x1 that leads straight up to the bridge. Here is the bridge. Big this thing is. Like, it looks really cool when it's taking off, when it's flying and things like that, but
it looks so pretty up here. We're in orbit.
Apologies, the game decided to crash.
Policy is to assist non-hostile vessels. Goodbye.
Alright, there we go. Now, hopefully it does not crash again.
Grav jump complete.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo.
Enemy's shield grid is fried. Their engine is
Please enjoy your visit to Gemini.
So, notice.
Soon to discuss. Target's engines are down. Enemy shields are ring through to their grav drive.
What's wrong with you?
Just touch. Their grav drive is useful. They have something important to discuss. Targets lost their shields.
Grav drive out. We have
Will not
They
be a
lost
part
grav
of
jump
this.
capability.
This thing is extremely loud.
Enemy's grav drive out of commission. Enemy's shield.
mistake you ever make.
It's one thing I really need to talk about.
Wow.
Sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
You're taking down their shields. I have something I really need to talk to you about. There are things told you to seek, and so early is the convenience. Enemy propulsion down. They should be much easier to hit now. Enemy shields are down.
Ta-da! As you can see, this thing is ridiculously strong. I mean, it really is. Oh, hello! Oh, that was sad. They had all sorts of firepower and they missed every shot. Man, that is a shame.
Can't skip the system. They must be sweating bricks. Shields down.
Target has lost their grav drive. They cannot jump away. We've wrecked their engines.
I cannot, will not be a part of this.
Got 1 minute they're cheering for me, like, oh yeah, they lost their grav drive, and the next one, I can't believe you're doing this, oh.
They're not jumping out of here.
I cannot
Target's
gaze
jump
with this.
down. Target
Goodbye.
there are things I need to see. You and I have something important to discuss.
So yeah, as you can see, this thing is, just ridiculously overpowered.
We tagged their grab drive.
Oh, kiss your shields goodbye.
They're taking out their shields.
This is by far the strongest ship that I have, so...
You and I, we have something important to discuss.
With that being said, apologies for the crash, but hopefully you get the gist of this. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.